Aw, as you watch this next clip, it's what sweet dreams are made of. All's quiet, nothing to see here it seems. Apart from a purple-handed one, but what's to uncover? Is downy fluff a clue? The knowing hand delicately exposes one ditched sleepy bunny in the ditch. Actually, wait, 2 sleeping animals? Well, they were sleeping. 3 snuggle bunnies? Well, something's been breeding like rabbits. And that's 4 poor bunnies abandoned by their mummy. Actually, how did he see that last one under all that dusty soil? Staggering sorcery. Success. The cottontail cuties enjoy their new home. But are they safer indoors than out?
I bet you old Beefy would like to have found those rabbits.
Definitely. Best to let these sleeping bunnies lie. Moving swiftly on, viewers, and now for a rescue that will send chills down your spine. A bright, snowy scene. However, something seems up. Or down, as the amateur detective signals to a problem. Surely no. There can't be something under all this snow. Shoveling gets frantically underway, but there doesn't seem to be any signs of life. Whatever is under there, could it realistically stand a snowball's chance in hell of getting out safely? Quite unbelievably, the helmeted hero has found a frozen lamb chop. The sheep is still alive. Incredible work. Truly an epic rescue on all fronts. Now, time to celebrate this woolly wonder's survival. Next up, how do you set a moose loose about this hoose? Or in this case, from a frozen wilderness. A sizable moose has frozen in its tracks over an icy lake. A rescue like this should only be performed by a professional, and this one approaches the static animal in a brave attempt to end its bitter ordeal. Well, that's a surprise, as the rescuer seems to pop a huge stick where the sun don't shine in a desperate attempt to shift this beast. I assume he's thought this through. Possibly inspired by curling. Yet amazingly, it seems to be doing the trick as the moose is on the move. A moment of adulation for the breathless man, at least, as the rescue seems to be working and the marooned moose is one skid closer to getting home. Now for a mama who needs to get her ducks in a row. A concerned man spots something odd underground, and with the sight of a wandering mother duck and the sounds of incessant tweeting from below, could her baby chicks have fallen foul to the smelly sewer?
They must have all fallen down in.
It's clear newborn chicks have plopped down into the underworld, and it's also clear someone needs to get their hands on that grim grate to lift the lid off the mysterious case. If they're going to stand a duck in hell's chance of being rescued, they'll have to play ball and let this towering chap manhandle them out. The dirty drain is the gift that keeps giving. The tiny babies freed, one by one. There's so many of them. Top job. The gang's back together. Next up, this poor dog has got himself in a very sticky situation. Life sure is rough for this lost little puppy that's got royally stuck in a mud pie. Can this stick in the mud get out? Slowly but sludgily, a doggy defender gets knee-deep and the mucky mutt is yanked from the grim crud. You're right, the dog's seen enough. He's going to wash that mud right out of his hair. I think he's actually making it worse, though. Surely it's time for a fresh refill. Fresh and clean and with a rather fetching curly perm, it's clear as mud this rescue is complete. Ah, puppy love. This next animal rescue will make you really hold your breath. An underwater filmmaker captures a moment of magic as a somewhat nosy bottlenose dolphin gets up close and personal. But maybe all's not what it seems. Is it actually a cry for help? The obliging diver acts quickly as a fishing wire is caught around the animal's fin. Could this endanger its life? A flippin' worrying situation, and this deep-sea dude needs to act before it's too late and carefully cut the wire from the restricted creature. The atmosphere tense, and undoubtedly the viewer feels every agonising moment of this watery nightmare. Both dolphin and diver really have clicked as the underwater rescue seems complete. A moment of pure relief, and the freed dolphin heads off into deeper waters. Now, if I saw a cat stuck in a tree, I would call the fire brigade. This next guy, not so much. If you're none too keen on heady heights, maybe look away now as we go sky high in this tall tale. Question is, what has prompted this man to scale this gigantic tree? Yet he discovers one scaredy cat.
DJ. Hi, buddy.
Who'd inexplicably got its mitts stuck at the top of the sizable tree.
You know, you're sort of in an uncomfortable position, aren't you?
A tense and potentially deadly moment as the chap pointedly stretches out to grasp the fuzzy cat. A happy case of hello kitty, and the petrified animal is saved. This cat is quite literally let out of the bag and gently reunited with its grateful owner. Next up, a cyclist with a heart of gold. Not so much the Tour de France as Tour de Fox, as a concerned cyclist makes a swift gear change to assist a needy animal that somehow got caught up in a wayward wire, stopping it sharply in its tracks. Can this easy rider help? Little Red is becoming increasingly agitated. Could it be running out of patience with this rescue already? I lycra his style. The cunning cyclist, now latched onto the wire, can get in closer. Whoa! This is one brave chap, as that predator is literally crazy like a fox. Seemingly like a puppet on a string, the hero frantically goes in to cut the creature's cord. If only it would sit still. Is foxy freedom frankly impossible? Apparently not. Astonishing work. Now on your bike. Ever heard of a guanaco? No, me neither. They're part of the camel family, apparently. And what do you know? This guanaco really does alpaca a punch as two seeming adrenaline junkies get high on letting this leggy creature loose from its rather awkward mid-fence jump. Do the daredevil duo have it in them to liberate the agitated animal? Understandably, it is quite an unusual situation, but these chaps amazingly don't seem too daunted. Arguably, it seems they could even be enjoying this rare rescue. I'm no guanaco virtuoso, but slapping its rear end might not be the masterstroke the bandana boys are after. Yet, it incredibly seems to have given one of the men the opportunity to get the shears out and clip away at the fence that causes a ripple effect and, with some incredible acrobatics, amazingly frees one let-go guanaco. As we're about to see, it takes real guts, determination and a cool head to help out a distressed animal. A big pole can sometimes help too. Things are about to get nasty, as a very brave man seemingly goes on a thrill-seeking trip as he attempts to release this staggeringly vicious bobcat from a booby trap. With such a snappy snarler involved, I wouldn't put any money on an easy resolution here. As the man edges closer, the old expression, never look a gift horse in the mouth, goes completely out of the window as this wildcat doesn't like the help. Could this be a rescue too far for both parties? Finally, success. However, the puss is not happy, but thankfully the man has the cat on its back. Huzzah! The hatted hero's struggle was worth it, the dangerous cat free. Though may I suggest getting indoors now? And if you're already indoors, stay there, as we've got even more remarkable rescues coming up. Whether it's the classic cat stuck up a tree or a whale beached on a sandy shore, there's nothing worse than seeing an animal in distress. And if our review of 100 amazing animal rescues proves anything, it's that some people will stop at nothing to save our four-legged friends. Particularly when the animal in danger is man's very best. Horrendous scenes as a rural town is overcome by ferocious flooding. On what must be a shocked onlooker's video camera, a tiny puppy dog is seen desperately struggling in the putrid current. It's utterly heartbreaking to witness as the solo pup bravely attempts to save its own life by frantically clambering onto floating debris. The dramatic turn for the puppy leads one man to take his own life into his own hands by daringly wading into the rising waters, an attempt to save its life, surely. Against all the odds, a truly thrilling sight as the heroic rescuer carries out the soaking puppy in a scene that must surely bring a tear to the eye. Looks like this man has a new best friend.
Say hi.
Now for a real head-scratcher. As a bald eagle is spotted by an intrigued sailor, like a fish out of water, inexplicably in the water, it doesn't actually look in peril. Could it be just taking a bird bath? With one rather annoying out-of-shot scoop, the eagle has landed neatly in, the fishing net. Now portside, the slightly more daunting task, just how do you put a smile on that bored bird's beak? Well, treat it like a Kardashian. The eagle doesn't look like it's in any hurry to fly off, just making sure it dries out those wings first. Next, a set of holidaymakers get more than they bargained for. A once-in-a-lifetime safari adventure as tourists enjoy the wild scenery. But their blood must have run cold as deadly crocodiles snatch an unsuspecting wildebeest from the shore. With such ferocity, this honestly really can't end well for the animal.
It's still there.
This is so sinister. Those tourists must be holding their breath, waiting for the inevitable to happen, surely. What's going on? Wait, is this fast becoming a rescue attempt by the hippos? Could there be hope? With crocodiles seemingly out of sight, the struggling wildebeest is cared for by the hippo heroes.
Go up.
But that traumatised animal needs to get itself out of the water fast. Plainly a miracle, and that's one lucky animal that lives to see another day. Now, we know that bears like to do their business in the woods, but did you know they can also get stuck up trees? A grizzly beast's world has bafflingly turned upside down. Just how did this bear bark up that wrong tree, and how will curious onlookers pop this big and back on the right footing? As the obvious bravehearts tentatively approach the upturned creature, can they come up with a cunning plan? It doesn't look like prodding the grumpy brute up the big bum is the most sensible approach. Honestly, the bare-faced cheek of it. The rescue seems far from stuffed as the now somewhat anaesthetised bear looks ready to fall onto solid ground. Timber! A triumph. The big fella is amazingly relieved. But no doubt it'll be quite the bear with a sore head when it awakens from this premature hibernation. I don't know about you, but I'm a sucker for an underdog, and this pooch is definitely down on his luck. A professionally made filmmaker's tale tells of an abandoned dog that seems to have strayed onto the wrong side of life's tracks. The concerned camera crew's only desire is to save it from its sorrowful solitude. Amazingly, the outcast pup that appears to have trust issues lets help in. Or, yep, perhaps it was just hungry. Who wants a treat? Though, not sure I like the look of that treat. Looks more like something that's just been scooped up. The rescuer may be barking up the wrong tree with that grim-looking goodie. Yet, now in the hands of someone who will on the face of it care for the perkier pooch. He looks like he has a new lease of life. This once-alone animal can get on to finding a new best friend. Now, quick, call a fireman. There's a cow stuck in a tree. quite how this large cow got its head firmly stuck in between solid branches is quite the moostery. Wow, this mad situation just got a little crazier as the relief team literally turn on the waterworks to bulldoze a dangerous bull out of the way. No doubt the watching crew will want no beef with this unwelcome onlooker. Quick-thinking rescuers seem to bend the rules as they impressively crank the branches apart. The intense work has paid off. The worn-out-looking cow collapses to the ground. Fortunately, the animal can now get a move on. Up he gets. He's okay, even if he is milking the attention. You'll be totally made up with this next clip as an underwater cameraman lends a hand to his leading star. A movie-making diver's got company as a gliding sea turtle seems to be swimming towards him. Just what has brought this not-so-camera-shy creature up close and personal? Apparently, the visitor doesn't just want a chat, but needs the diver's help, as evidently it has an unwelcome visitor on its body. Some type of spiky cretin that seems to have hitched a ride on the majestic one's back. It's almost like no words need be or can be spoken as the man and beast communicate through watery silence, and the unwanted pain in the backside is tossed aside by the helping hand. With a somewhat controlled glance at the parasite that had given the turtle such a backache, its torment has now happily ended, and so has this brief encounter as the creature swims back out to sea. This next rescuer takes to helping out like a duck takes to water by assisting, well, some ducks in water. Apparently, an innocent swim has put some feathered friends in danger as both mother and mini ducks seem stuck. What will it take to end this supposed pool party gone wrong? It would seem an actual adult needs to break up this giddy playtime.
Oh, what are you doing?
But the seemingly rebellious bunch aren't keen on any assistance and just makes this situation more difficult. Quite what will end this duck tale. With the added benefit of the filmmaker's update on screen, possibly saving us all half an hour of viewing time.
This is a lot harder than it looks.
It seems the cute birds may be small, but they are taking one big effort to ship out as the ducking and diving continues.
Aren't they cute?
Yeah.
Our saved baby birds.
Amazingly, the swimmer seems to have quacked this case, impressively saving these incredibly cute duckies from their spontaneous bath. This next cat has got itself in a very tight spot.
See the kitten, but I could hear him.
Allegedly, a little kitten has lost more than its mittens and completely lost its way in life as it's weirdly jammed down this household drain pipe.
Kitten food, put underneath there.
With no sight and just the sad sound of the confined kitty, really, how can any rescue be achieved in this seemingly catastrophic quandary? It would be fair to say this is quite the draining situation as the tiny fluff ball appears to elude help.
He's like right there.
It's a welcome relief this petite one won't pipe down as it helps the team locate it. With a welcome nip and tuck, a mega triumph as the tiny kitten is thrown a lifeline and released from the dark depths.
Awesome.
Thankfully, this adorable ginger puss now sees the light and ideally won't plummet down pipes anytime soon. Now, have you ever wondered whether sheep can swim? Well, the answer to that question would be... no. This seems like sheer madness, as it looks like a sheep's dip has got it into a whole lot of trouble. Just how this woolly one will be packed up and out of that giant puddle muddle is anyone's guess. Excuse fingers, seems our shepherd in denim needs to get a firm rear grip if the sheep stands any chance of getting out of this bad situation. At first thought, the obliging hero may have assumed this rescue would take 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, but this is much more difficult than it seemed. So, with one final usher up, the mighty man successfully hauls this sheep over the grassy line. Surely we've seen just about every type of rescue going. Oh my God, obviously not.
So I found George laying right there.
Well, this vision looks off the scale. I'm no deep-sea doctor, but from that angle, this catch appears fried. Is this man really going to attempt to resuscitate that fish out of water? Some might say this rescue is a load of old pollocks. It's not looking good. Has this fish had its chips? Holy mackerel, as I live and breathe. It's apparently breathing. The golden one goes back to swimming with the fishes. I'd say the man that saved this fish should take a bow. Go on, don't be coy. Next up, not all animals need the helping hand of humankind. A shaky camera captures an upsetting moment, and it may be too late to rescue a baby honey badger from the vicious clutches of a hungry leopard. Is all lost?
Here comes another one.
Game changer. It looks like the mad mama is saving the day. Suddenly, the most dangerous animal here is the dainty badger. Whoopee! Jittery Jr. is saved. Thanks, Mum, you're the best. They say a leopard doesn't change its spots, but this one's changing its dinner plans. Oh, looks cheesed off. Now for a baby seal that's definitely not having a whale of a time. A team of sailors stumble upon this tangled mess. They're presented with a baby sea lion, clearly all wrapped up and no way to go. As the pup seeks salvation, can the sailors actually do anything to help?
Oh, yeah. Go, Kelly, go.
With a plan in motion, some razor-like slitting to release this satiny smooth sea creature begins, and with the seemingly obliging pup letting the team crack on with it. Do the sailors really think they stand a chance of undoing this netty mess? Has it worked? Ta-da! Lovely blubbery, one ejected animal. Fantastic teamwork. The seal seems so happy with his saviours he doesn't want to leave them. This calamitous canine is way out of his depth.
Slide this.
A rescue attempt by the edge of a cavernous hole as a desperate dog has become imprisoned at the bottom of this grim grotto. This could be mistaken for an adventurous weekend pursuit, yet this hard-hatted hero is going down into the deep dugout to release the hound.
Everyone out here working together.
Many hands look like they're preparing to hoist some serious weight as this doggy is bagged and brought up.
Stop, slower, slow.
Oh, this may take slightly longer. They're a bit too quick off the mark.
There it is.
Fantastic. The happy animal retrieved looking safe and well. Here's hoping it doesn't go for any more walkies underground. There are always animals that need rescuing, come rain or shine, or snow for that matter. Now for a new spin on resting your head, as a ditzy deer has locked horns with a knotty hammock. At least it seems up for a heroic rescue, but does the noble youth have a plan? Frankly, I have no idea.
Stay behind the tree.
A sharp knife should do the trick. And with some help from, appropriately enough, a Santa Claus lookalike, is this tangled tale over? Yes! 'Tis the season to be jolly, and with a spring in his step, the untied deer slings its hook. Next up, a dramatic rescue that will melt even the coldest of hearts. A busy household tries frantically to bring a perfectly preserved frozen kitty they found back to life. It doesn't look good. Should they accept defeat and just let it go?
That cat was like dead in the...
Seemingly undeterred by the feline's frozen expression, yet spurred on with a faint heartbeat, the father figure takes the role of life-saving surgeon, gently performing CPR by a warming fire. Still looking frozen in time, will this puss really purr again?
Snow just buried, probably stuck there.
Are you kidding me? Well, this rescue seems as pure as the driven snow, as miraculously the blues are put on ice and the tiny kitten breathes again. Well, that's it for now. I'm off to take a walk on the wild side. Not really. I'm going to make a cuppa and make sure the cat's not out. I'd much rather watch a rescue than perform one, if I'm honest. See you soon! You're watching our catalogue of calamitous creatures who have got themselves in a conundrum as we continue our review of the 100 best animal rescues on the internet. Now, turtles are cute little creatures that you can keep in an aquarium, right? Wrong. During a beach walk on a blustery day, a female traveller seems to sharply stop in her sandy tracks. What has made her head turn is the image of a trapped turtle caught between mighty rocks. It's a freak accident for sure, and as the day tripper attempts to dislodge the heavyweight turtle from its rocky confinement, surely this is not a job for one person alone. It now seems the obliging twosome have joined forces. With the aid of some much-needed driftwood and utter willpower, the sea turtle is heroically released. For a moment it seemed all was lost, but these two didn't give up, and at the end of this windy day, that's all that mattered.
We did it!
Next up, why hire a plumber when you can do it yourself? It's just money down the drain. A young woman is either trying her hand at some DIY, or more likely, the cheeky chirping from below has led her to get her hands dirty and help whatever is down that narrow tube. I'm not convinced, but can a makeshift net suck up the tiny critters below? Amazingly, yes, as it seems her persistent stick shoveling has netted one adorable golden chick.
They're clearly tough. They squirm so much. They must be so scared.
I can't say I blame them, what with energetic teen rescuer prodding from above. Yet I'll cast aside my opinion as kudos. The plucky lady has successfully unearthed the even pluckier chick. This online sensation is a real-life hit, as the ducky duo are bid adieu by their YouTuber pal and safely reunited with their mum. Hey all you cool cats and kittens, where's Carol Baskin when you need her? A lost tiger cub lays trapped in a cruel poacher's snare.
It's caught the tiger round the waist.
Its young body wrapped in unimaginable horror. Luck seems to be going against this youth, but can a willing volunteer go get him, tiger? Easy, tiger. This man will need to be cautious, otherwise his ambush could be in real danger. With nothing but a slight stick and good intentions, the brave Lionheart makes a surprising move and has got the tiger by the tail. Now for a closer look.
Right, now, take it down. Take it down.
The macho heroes go in for the kill to free the beast. Great news! The tiger can't change its stripes, but its luck can change.
I'm hoping it's this.
Now free and with one last terrifying look that would turn blood cold, the scary sight is gone. If there was ever a time to quit the horseplay, it's now, because this is quite the emergency. A pitiful pony is found in deep water. We'll need a steward's inquiry into just how this disaster happened. The diligent rescuers will no doubt need to jockey this horse into a better position to free it, raising everyone's hopes by lifting the harnessed horse up and out of this wet dilemma. Success! And the animal trots off to the winner's enclosure. Let's get the ball rolling on our next animal rescue. A camera-clad onlooker must have had kittens when presented with this uncanny scene of a teeny black puss tied up in knots, unsuccessfully trying to move that goalpost.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Referee! That's a definite red card for foul behaviour as the inky kitty throws a hissy fit as the main man gingerly attempts to free it from its netty noodle. That is one serious tangle. At half-time, does this cute moggy think it's playtime? It looks like it's rolling around with a ball of yarn. Yet it is time to order a new football net. Those scissors have ruined it. He snips. He scores. He's done it. Oh, see ya. Next, an innocent walk along the stunning coast turns into a rescue mission. This man and his inquisitive dog are quickly thrown in at the deep end as they discover a stranded young harbour porpoise, perilously in the shallow end. The heroic dog walker reacts by very carefully lifting the sea creature with his hands and gently washing it back into the crashing coastal waves.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
It's hard to understand how it had ended up, quite literally, a fish out of water. Though I don't think it did it on porpoise. Hurrah, it's all gone swimmingly. If there's one thing we've learnt so far, it's that animal lovers will move heaven and earth to help furry friends in need. Well, this is quite the conundrum. A puzzled man is on a mission, trying to track down where the incessant whining sound is coming from. With literally no other clues to go on, this rescue is bound to be as problematic as it is noisy. Hope must be rising as the high-pitched barking seems closer, louder. Could the poor animal really be under this hefty concrete? Inexplicably it is. And it's an understandably shell-shocked pup. But now, with the weight of the world and that stone off his shoulders, thankfully he's also one very lucky dog. Next up, a crazy cat that's caught in a trap. Quite the alarming snowy scene as a brave man gets better acquainted with a snared bobcat that succumbed to a nasty trap.
Whoa, 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 buddy. You broke my stick.
But the Good Samaritan apparently sees fit in putting himself in the firing line. Anything to give the formidable animal a fighting chance of survival.
You get another stick. There he goes. There he goes.
Now the ferocious predator unleashed, this should be the end to this snowstorm. Yet it's clear this dashing hero just can't shake the overgrown cat. Must be the lynx effect.
Come on, buddy. You're free now, man. I don't want to mess with you. He's gone.
Phew. Fortunately, this game of cat and mouse is over, and no doubt this wicked bobcat will run home to the folks with quite the tale to tell. As any parent will tell you, you turn your back for 1 minute and... A vulnerable baby elephant has become trapped in a hazardous mud pit, and concerned locals are frantically doing what they can to help. A resourceful local uses a heavy digger to collapse tons of soil into the pit in what must be an attempt to cleverly create a higher ledge so that the desperate animal can climb out. Within seconds, which may have felt like hours, the ingenious plans worked and the relieved elephant wearily clambers out of the ditch. The concerned elephant's herd is nearby to collect their tearaway toddler. I think someone's going to get a proper telling off for playing in dangerous trenches. That's the naughty step for you, Dumbo. Next up, this jumpy Joey has taken a plunge and needs a boatload of help. An evidently stunning day on a quiet canal. Not much to see, apart from this swimming kangaroo. That's not something you see every day. What a wally bee! The question is, who will tie that kangaroo down? It's actually pretty good at swimming. The roo casually takes a breather from its aqua aerobics as a pair of beauties lend a tender helping hand to hopefully get Bruce out of this giant waterhole. Now with soggy tail in one hand and a sharp syringe in the other, is it a case of nighty-night Skippy so the team can get this animal out of the canal? Well, they clearly knew what they were doing. This looks like a success. The kangaroo seems heaps better, albeit looking rather confused. But with a spring in its step, jumps back off, down under. Holy cow! This next clip proves you never know when you might find an animal in need.
Right, well, we've found it.
An utterly unbelievable challenge for these youths, who have discovered a stricken cow down an implausibly narrow mine shaft. With no obvious sighting of anything that moves, really, how can any rescue attempt succeed?
Oh, it's a little baby calf. Is it a calf? Yeah, it's gone in here. Yeah, and it couldn't get back out. And it's grown, and now it can't get back out.
Well, this is another fine, or rather bovine, mess this animal's gotten into. This is unquestionably a tight squeeze. Really, how will anyone get into that claustrophobic mine shaft to help the trapped animal? Thankfully, it seems they've discovered another way in, as a group of determined, hard-hatted helpers seem to be tackling the craggy shaft head-on, or leg-on. And it looks like a real challenge to drag the understandably shattered cow out and into the open. Thankfully, the silly moo has hit the bullseye with these hero rescuers as it's carted off to recuperate after its day of Minecraft. The next clip involves firefighters and cute baby ducks. What's not to love? A wannabe Spielberg has filmed some breaking duckling news. Community firefighters attend an emergency scene that's causing a scene. The hard-working team lift the lid on this quacker's mystery. Whatever it is, it's buried deep. As light fades, a flexible firefighter squeezes into the tight drain to get to the bottom of this puzzling predicament. Love a duck! Ducklings! 9 of them, as highlighted by the filmmaker. What an interesting documentary that was. Now remember, it's important not to lose your head when those in need have trapped theirs. An unusual scene as a helpless raccoon in serious trouble is carefully attended to by concerned police officers. It becomes apparent that the animal's small head has become inexplicably trapped in some sort of even smaller food jar and will need to be released from this bizarre quandary quickly. Surely this raccoon's regretting lunch. A quick-thinking officer methodically cuts the plastic jar in a desperate attempt to release the confined animal. It's an overwhelming scene. With one final smooth tug, a liberating moment as he's out of that pickle, mayonnaise.
There we go. Yay!
It may take a few moments for the confused animal to compose itself. Easy on the mayo next time, eh? Now for a clip that will make you want to shake your tail feather. A bald eagle is filmed on camera in bleak and treacherous circumstances, looking worryingly immobile. It quickly becomes apparent that the eagle is somewhat incapacitated by an injury and is finding it difficult to fly off the perilous frosty landscape. A brave rescuer has his eagle eye on the in-danger animal. The eagle calmly allows help. The camera dramatically follows the rescue and gets up close to capture the discovery of a surprising injury. The bird has a heavy ice ball stuck to its body, and this calls for an emergency intervention. Will a rest and food prepare this ice-free eagle for takeoff? It will! The dramatic rescue has a happy ending as the eagle's worries have melted away.